The 22nd presidential election took place on November 7th, 1872. It was the first presidential election in which every state used an electoral vote to determine its electors. Therefore, it felt more like a democracy. For the most part, 18th President Ulysses Grant remained popular during his first term, especially with the majority of Republicans. He easily got his party's renomination. However, some Republicans did not like him so much. For one thing, they didn't like how Friends had a lot of friends in his cabinet and ignored merit. A lot of his friends, as it would turn out, were a bit corrupt. As a matter of fact, Vice President Schuyler Colfax was tied to the Credit Mobilier of America scandal, in which many politicians were bribed in actions at the railroad company. It would be just one of several positions tied to the Grant administration. After Colfax was implicated, the Republican Party decided it might not such a good idea to renominate him, so they nominated instead Henry Wilson, a senator from Massachusetts. Still, some people, like Charles Sumner, weren't satisfied with the thing that Grant showed to friends, calling it, quote, Grantism. Some influential Republicans refused to support him and started a new political party called the Liberal Republican Party. They nominated Horace Greeley, a well-known editor from New York and a well-known editor for the New York Tribune, for president. They nominated they nominated Benjamin Gratz Brown, a senator from New York, for Veep. Now he was something interesting, a fusion or like cross endorsement. The Democrats also decided to nominate Horace Greeley for president and Benjamin Glass Brown for vice president. They even adopted the liberal Republican image, showing that they were cool with Reconstruction politics. Meanly, the main reason why they decided to go with the liberal Republican image is because they wanted to take down Grant and knew by nominating different people it would just split his opposition. How about some failed parties? Well, there were a couple new ones. The Labor Reform Party tried to nominate a couple fellows, Oriel Connor, and Supreme Court Justice David Davis. But things didn't work out. It was kind of just doomed from the start. Meanwhile, there was the Women's Suffrage Party, aka the Women's Equal Rights Party, supported of a woman named Victoria Woodworth, who completely talked fast about the government being made up of only men, despite this that she was only 34 years old when she ran, and women all across the country could not vote. Well, except for in Indiana parts of the country, Woodhull became the first female president to run for a major political party. They nominated Frederick Douglass for vice president, even though he never accepted the nomination. Woodhull had borrowed little money needed for her campaign. The two frontrunners, Grant and Greeley, were both aggressively attacked. Grant for the French in his cabinet, and Greeley for prohibition, communicating with debts, which already hurt his campaign. He had a rough time of the things being edited in his newspaper. Even people in his own political party were disappointed with him. And here are the results. Ulysses Grant easily won re-election, receiving 287 electoral votes and 50.7% of the popular vote. Horace Greeley received 43.2% of the popular vote, but he died. Yeah, before the Electoral College could meet, he died. He would have received 66 electoral votes, but now those votes can't go to him. Obviously, the free electors tried. The rest of the remaining votes then shifted to Thomas A. Hendricks, a governor from Indiana. All the other candidates received much less than 1% of the vote. Henry Wilson became the 19th vice president in American history. This remains the only time in which a candidate died during the electoral process.